welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Fixing Up the Commonwealth. And in today's episode we're going to build in this area right here, and we're going to build something that I'm sort of interpreting Chaos in Fallout's request, plus I kind of feel that I want to make a formal building in this spot here. So we're going to lay a foundation down. I'm going to build a little place of community and worship. So I've got a specific look in mind that I want to go with for the building itself. I want it to kind of have quite a bit of depth to it, and therefore I want to kind of do this layered foundation. So you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. It might not make a lot of sense at the moment, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So I'm just trying to get this as close to that foundation as possible. Just got rid of that cooking station. And then I'm going to do this, put these two little things. Now we have, I don't know why it was doing some weird stuff with the snapping. I had to actually switch something on that I don't normally switch on with Place Anywhere to get it to work. However, it all works out in the end, so we're all good. See, that's snapping there now. It wasn't before. I don't know why. It just did. Yeah. Anyway, not to worry. Let's not dwell on it too much. So I'm going to go with these stone kind of foundation blocks because they kind of suit what I'm looking for. And then we're going to spend most of the time using barn pieces. Now, I use a set. You'll see in a while. I'll use barn pieces, and it doesn't quite do kind of work out as I like, so I'll have to make some adjustments. So take those out so it's got a bit of a recess there, and then we'll see how much room we've got to build this thing. Now I wanted to have a recess at the back too, so we will do that in a second, but I'm going to cut ahead in a minute because this is just getting the foundation down, and it's not exactly exciting and riveting watching. So this takes a little bit of time just to get it right, but we're right now. It's a little bit recessed in there. We'll take that one out. As it turns out, it does cause me a few problems further on, but we're able to solve that pretty easily. So we're going to put a full foundation in there like that. So I want it to look the same on both sides. And yeah, it sort of does. So we'll just pull that across like that so it looks right, and it's all, yep, that's perfect. So you can see it's kind of central. I've used that line on the main walkway to center it all. And again, I'm going to recess this. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to put a full one in there, and then we'll take that out. I end up having to use this area anyway in the end, but anyway, custom build. So you can see that walkway, that line there, it lines up kind of the middle of the stairs there, and everything looks quite uniform. I'm going to take that fence out though, because that's not kind of working for me. Okay, let's start putting some walls on this. So like I said, I'm going to use the red barn walls. I want to keep it fairly simple today, so if you want to build something similar in your settlement, you can do so. Initially what I do is I'm going to put walls in here just to get the roof on and stuff, but I end up actually pulling these out in a lot later in the build, and you will see that. But I want to put a roof on this here, so we'll go to the roof menu in a minute. I'm just trying to figure out how everything's going to flow, and we're going to pick this this one here, both ends, and push it that way. Now you can see it's overhanging, so I'll have to make a quick adjustment to this foundation to accommodate that. So we're going to go and grab another foundation block and just drop it in there just quickly. It's good to be back in Fallout 4. I've been spending a lot of time in Fallout 76 lately, so it's kind of nice just to come back and do some builds. The Slog, like I said, I think I've told most of you before, I haven't built here. I've only built here once actually in the past, and it really was very, very early when I was playing Fallout. So I really haven't spent a lot of time here doing much at all, to be honest. And I don't know why, because I'm actually really enjoying this build. Now, I'm going to keep it, I think what I'm going to do is keep it fairly simple as far as building. I don't think I'm going to overbuild this, because I don't think it warrants being too complicated. I think nice clean structures, nice and simple could be the way to go at the Slog. Now, the only other thing I would say is that it is a bit of a dangerous place, as I've mentioned before, so I'm going to have to fortify it a fair bit. And certainly when I was doing a tour video for something that's coming up fairly shortly, yeah, there was all kinds of stuff kicking off, and this settlement does get attacked fairly often because we have the forge just down the road, there's raiders, there's all kinds of people around that kind of don't like us being here. So anyway, we'll have to think about that as we go. I haven't worried about it too much, and I'm certainly not going to show you a video of putting walls, you know, junk walls in. I don't think there's any value in doing that. So we've got some holes in that door piece, but we will fix that up much later on. I don't think I even show you it. You'll probably see it in the final tour. And as I also said last week, I'm not going to do, we'll do a bit of decoration in this one, but I'm going to build most of the structures. I'm not going to do a heck of a lot of decoration. We pretty much finished this one now, so it's there's not a lot to be done in it. So I start with the kind of 3 glass walls. I end up taking the ones on both edges out and just leaving that central one. It just doesn't work, and I'll end up going in a different direction with the glass anyway. So what we want to do is we want to put a kind of spire or a tower or whatever you want to call it on here. So I'll step back and just see if I'm going to see that, and I'm not. So I need to go up one more level to make sure that I get that dimension. And what I'm looking for is I want to see this at the back, this spire at the back, and that front roof, and then there's going to be a middle roof, and they're all going to be different heights, so that it kind of goes up in steps, almost the best way to describe it. And it just makes it, from a kind of architectural point of view, looking as though it has a fair bit of depth in it. I apologise if you're picking up noises from the dogs next door, or I don't know if they're on heat or what's going on today, but they don't seem very, very happy, so there's nothing I can really do about noises in the suburbs. We'll hop on, put this roof on here like that. It'll snap eventually. Now it is overhanging, but you really don't notice it. There we go. So you can see we're starting to get some depth. We're getting some depth in the overall look of the building. So the only thing left to do is really just block in those walls there, and then we'll start on the main part of the community hall, church, whatever you want to call it. There we go. And they should just snap nicely like that. There we go. So that's all starting to come together quite nicely. And so let's pay special attention to these walls. So I'm going to use glass pieces from the warehouse tab in a second. And so I put these full walls in, and then I have a light bulb moment. Yes, I know it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it does change the direction slightly. So I'm going to put a whole heap of these walls in to get the spacing right, and then I'm going to pull a couple out like that. Pull that one out and that one out like that. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. And then we'll put these panels, I think they come with workshop rearranged, into those slots. And then we'll get rid of these glass panels on the both sides there. So take that one out. Yep, that looks good. And it just adds to the overall look and feel, and you know, trying to sell the fact that this is a house of worship. There we go. In there. In there. And when I stand back and look at this, go, yeah, there's too much glass in, so we need to get rid of those. Just like that. And we'll just put 4 walls in there. Now I have to build that out a little bit, and you'll see in a while when we come to my nemesis, which is roofs in this game, or one of the things that I struggle with. Yeah, we have some issues. So this is looking pretty good so far. I'm liking where the direction of this is going. I'm doing the usual run away, have a look, come back. It gives me some extra thinking time. And now we can start to build that second layer. So I need to build kind of this bottom layer we're standing in now, make it slightly higher than the entranceway. And there is a specific reason for that. Now I go, okay, so so we have an issue here. We have an issue that the building that we've made isn't actually long enough to accommodate the roof. So it is a pretty easy fix in the end, but yeah, it takes a while just to try and have to reconfigure things. And I don't want to lose this look of having of this kind of recessed area with the glass panels in. So a little bit head scratching here, and this will happen when you're building. It's especially when you're doing custom builds, but it's a pretty simple fix in the end. We're just going to overhang that if it snaps at all. Yep, like that. And we'll overhang on the other side, and then we're just going to build into that area. We'll put a full wall in there. It does kind of throw out the look of these glass windows we have on the sides, but you're not going to actually see this area because I'm going to block it in just like I did there. I'm going to block it in like that, so we still retain that kind of recess look, if that makes sense. And we'll probably put a door in there just to make it look like it's a little storage area. And there is a bit of faffage goes on to get this all to work, but we'll probably cut forward and not show you me trying to struggle turning these walls around. So yeah, that'll take a bit of fine tuning a little bit further on, but that's fine. We can just have a little storage area there. I'm actually not even going to show you in the final tour because I'm not going to put anything in there with, you know, thinking ahead and thinking about having less decoration in this build so that we make sure that we finish it. So there we go. That should the roof should work. Haha, should is the operative word there. It does give me one more headache, but we will overcome it. It's not too hard a thing to do. I like to leave this stuff in because I'm sure this is kind of stuff that you come across in your own builds. I make the mistake here of not recessing this wall, so we actually need to put a wall on the back there and put these wall arches on the back, not where I'm putting them now. So you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute when I start putting roof pieces on. Yay! Never ever simple. And obviously I've been away from Fallout 4 for a little while now, because I've been playing around with Fallout 76, which I am really loving at the moment. And you can see here's the problem here. Okay, so that's not going to snap. Well, that's actually an easy fix because all I need to do is put another wall on the back here, and you'll see how I fix this. But we'll chuck these up for now before I get at this menu, so that we've done at least part of it. And you'll see what I do here. So I'm like, I'm going to fix this. I go push that across there, push that across there, and push that across there, and then put the roof in, and it should all work. Pretty simple. There we go. Simple, simple, simple fix. So do the same on the other side, and then we'll come back. So you can kind of see now, for every action there's an opposite reaction, and we'll get this buttoned up in a second on this side, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that recessed area looks a bit weird now, so we're going to have to fix that up. We'll just add this in here for now, and we'll put a window. I like to put windows in fairly random places, just to try and just let that light in. And it, see, I'm standing back here now. What happens, and I don't show you me fixing it, but there's far too much red in there, and you can see that front kind of entranceway. It's all blending into each other, so I do fix that in a little while, and the easy way to fix it is just go with a different color. I'm using these ladders just to get up onto the roof and drop a roof in, and I'm going to use, where is it, I'll find it in a sec. Not that one, I want that one. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. So it has a closed end at one end and an open end. There we go. We drop that in. I'm going to hop down. I'm going to fall off. First time, and I think it's about the only time I fall off in this whole build, which is amazing for me. I'm usually falling off things all the time. So, yep, up we go. This is a good way of building, just using these ladders. Now, it does present a problem for us again because of the way we've built, but I'll show you how we fix it as well. Come on, put it in. It should just snap into place. I'm more worried about falling off the roof at this point. There you go. So it'll snap in. You can see it. We have a little bit of a problem there. We have a gap. So I'm thinking on the fly how I'm going to fix that. But it is a pretty easy fix, and it actually does work to the overall look of the building. And it's really about adding a little bit more light. So these come with, I think again, workshop rearranged. Yeah, that's not going to work, but certainly not that one. Come on, push it along. Couple more. That's certainly going to work as long as we get the right. There it is there. So we'll snap that, snaps straight into place. You're not going to see it. It's nice and hidden. And we hop down and get rid of those ladders now. And stand back and have a look. Oh, come on, that's it. So you can see we've got the depth we're looking for, but it's all kind of blending in, and you can see what I've done here is I've changed the color. Look at that, changed the color of some of the pieces in it. Now you can see the roof. So I want to work on this entranceway here. So all I'm going to do is take the walls out, put some posts in, put some railings in, and it's a pretty simple fix. Now, I don't usually use these posts because they're a bit too chunky, but for this they do work if I can get the right size. They're kind of floating. Next size up, please. There we go. Yeah, that works. It's perfect. Sometimes they have this issue because the barn walls and warehouse walls are a little bit bigger than the wood walls or the wood vanilla walls, and so sometimes those posts aren't long enough because they are designed for those smaller walls that you get with the wood tab, but in this instance we're lucky. So taking these rails from the barn menu in vanilla extensions, you can use whatever you like here, whatever you've got available is kind of railings here, but I think it certainly is a much better option to do this than what we had, and it just makes it this kind of entranceway a lot more inviting, a little bit more open, and we'll just glitch those into place like that. With yours you can probably get them where they snap in depending on what you use. We'll anti-shimmer them while we're here. There we go, and step back, we get rid of that, we don't need it. and have a look at pretty much the finished article. So here's the tour, guys. I've added a few bits and bobs. I've done a bit of decoration in here. Hope you're going to enjoy the wee tour. Now that bench on the left hand side needs to be shifted, or I need to put a smaller one in because you can see it's floating. So we'll fix that up, but you can see I've put some nut fruit trees in both sides. You can see that up the side. Dogmeat has luckily opened up for us. Thank you, Dogmeat. I've patched up the holes in the front entrance there, and I've used a lot of debris from Dead Wasteland in here to make it look as though it's pretty unkept. But banister around the top, a viewing area around the top, although you can't access it. And we've kept it very, very simple, and it's very Children of Atoms inspired kind of area. So there you go, very kind of quick and easy, simple kind of thing that you can do for your settlement, and you know, not too much decoration, not too much to it. And Dogmeat and I are playing a game of open the door, shut the door. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way it's come out. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching and supporting Fixing Up the Commonwealth. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.